Indiana State head coach Greg Lansing. Coach, opening remarks and then questions.
Well, we know what we're in for there a little bit. I think they're every bit as good as advertised. You're looking at a veteran team, a ball team, one of the best defensive teams in the country, and then they have really become so efficient on the offensive end and running their stuff, and their basketball IQ is probably as high as any team I've seen that I've coached against. They just they see what you're doing. They try to get what they want to get, and if you try to take something away, they almost always make the right play. Throw that on top of it, they got really good players. So I'm disappointed in our effort. I thought we were a little bit selfish on the offensive end. There's just nothing there against these guys. You know, if you cannot over-penetrate early and dribble too much early in a possession. You have to move the basketball early in the possession and then maybe tack a little bit better throughout the possession off the bounce. But they give you nothing. I thought we quick shot and guys took turns of doing that. And then the one thing you can't ever let that do, missing shots, is affect your defense. And I thought it affected us, but they dictated that was never a game, really. They dictated the pace of that thing the whole way and did about what they wanted. And they're just really good. You know, and that shows you the difference. Probably the best team in the league right now. We're somewhere back with the rest of them trying to fight and see where we're going to be. And so we know how good they are, and you know, maybe we'll get another chance to see them again in St. Louis. But we've got a lot of improving to do if we want a chance to beat good teams like that.
Questions?
Greg, where do you put the percentage of how much UNI kind of forces you into that kind of the way you played, and how much do you put on your own team for maybe not having the energy?
I don't know. That's a good question, because you know, I obviously Jake's a good friend, and I give him a lot of credit. And they're as well coached as anybody we play, and obviously I think there's a lot of that in this league. We were a little. They're ready for us. They know what they want to do. We spread them out a little bit at their place, so they tried to not let us get into those gaps this time. But I thought we played into their hands a little bit on that. You know, we know what they're going to do. They know what we're going to do. And I thought we quick shot a little bit. And again, guys took turns doing it and took turns over dribbling. And then it affected us on the defensive end a little bit. But, you know, I think you give them more credit than anything else would be probably a guess.
You know, you said they forced you all they forced you guys to take quick shots, and they took turns. Now, are there other things that you think you could have told them or they could have done to, you know, change that?
Yeah, I wish you'd been listening every huddle. I was trying to say those things. They don't force you into quick shots, but you get, you know, they're packing it in there, and they're helping. They are as good a help defensive team as I've seen, and then they're going to recover to you. So they're going to try to make you make a perimeter contested jump shot, and we took a lot of those early.
That early stretch where there was no stoppage until you called a timeout.
I probably should have called one earlier. You know, I just looking back and thinking about it, because he subs that first group quick, usually inside that 4-minute media, so they had 3 fresh guys out there, and I probably should have called it a little bit earlier there.
You know, but also as part of that, you know, with the way they were running their offense, you know, they just didn't seem to get it almost played into their hands because they were in a rhythm at that point and never really had a chance. Nothing stopped their rhythm. You know,
that's probably why I should have called one a little quicker. You know, just whether it be for sub or to break that rhythm a little bit. They were, and they're good. They're efficient. They're monotonous a little bit. You know, they'll run their initial stuff. They'll give you a peek here and there, and then they're going to run something that they want to get something out of. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the IQ of that team. I'm impressed with how they carry out their roles, and you got the player of the year right there in the middle, Seth Tuttle, directing traffic. So it's a pretty good basketball team.
I know sometimes you probably might breathe a sigh of relief when a coach goes to his bench. I mean, there are 3 guys that they stick out there. I mean, as a coach, I would imagine that's tough to play against their depth.
He's got that 2-headed monster there at guard, you know, with Dion and Wes. And Wes, if you watch the Wichita game, he was too much for him. I mean, they could not handle him, and I thought at times, more than half the time, more than 50%, we did a decent job there, but he's just really good and really quick, and you have to pick your poison when they're ball screening with a player like Seth Tuttle and these guys that can shoot the basketball, and then are you going to help from Matt Bohannon like we did last time when we played him. So it's pick your poison. Sometimes you got to hope they miss shots, and we certainly didn't make enough of them ourselves.
Coach, Jake mentioned they made an adjustment on how they guarded your bigs from the game of Cedar Falls. Did you notice that, and how do you feel like that affected Kitchell in game?
Yeah, they started trapping right away. I think maybe get it out of their hands a little bit, but we worked on that. They did trap Justin down there. He tried to work on, and I think if you saw at the end of the game there, Christian slipping into the middle, that's what we were trying to do a little bit more. We didn't move it quick enough like we needed to, and then when they did go one-on-one, we were settling for whether it be a jump shot or a little fadeaway jump hook instead of getting to the rim. I mean, I've never seen a game like that with so few free throws early on, but that's on us. Those guys are pros. Those guys are good officials. We were not in attack mode at all. And a little bit, with the way their defense is set up to do that. But when you get it in the post and paint touches, you got to bounce it once and go to the rim.
Greg, Christian played hurt tonight. To what degree do you put his level of his thumb injury affecting his play tonight, and how close was it to not?
It's not 100%, but the biggest thing is he couldn't do anything the last 2 days. So he didn't really even have the ball in his hand. He looked a little unsure with it early. Finally got a shot to go, turned it over a couple times, but he'll be fine. We need him to be a good player for us to be good. He did what he could tonight, and he'll get better this week and give us a better effort on. Well, he always gives us great effort, but he'll play better this weekend.
I didn't see Brenton on the floor late. Was there an issue with him at all, or?
Yeah, he's got to defend a little better. His first half defensively was not real good. He's one of the guys it's not just him. He's one of the guys that when they miss a shot or miss a couple shots, that frustrates them and they don't do what they need to do at the other end. That can't happen. That should never be an excuse. He's a young guy. He's an aggressive guy. He'll be fine. He'll learn from it.
You've lost 4 out of 6, and 3 of them were on the road. But if you had to pinpoint any kind of level of concern about that or moving forward, where would you put that at right now?
To be honest, I'm more concerned about Saturday than what we've had. I thought on the road a couple times we had games that we could have won if we'd have defended better and defended normally like us. Today, you obviously want to win your home game and beat a ranked team, but we just did not play well at either end, and that credit goes to Northern Iowa. We've had some slippage, I think. I think we've had some slippage, and some of it comes from not having as much practice time as you'd like to. We got time this week now with we can get them rested up and learn from this film and have a couple good days of practice before going away. But we got to get better. We've kind of I felt like after the Northern Iowa game, we were at their place. We're getting our backs padded for just competing with them, and that's ridiculous. We lost that game. We didn't win it, and we had some guys that didn't reverted back a little bit in our practice habits. So we'll get that ironed out.
Any other questions, Coach? Greg, thank you.